In my childhood, whenever a shadow of sadness fell over my heart, I would run away to my window and lose myself in the infinite sea of stars. Unlike night, a falling star would trace a brilliant arc across the darkness. To me, that curve was a sky's smile. It was a sacred sign of a beautiful future. A message whispered to my soul. That star was my goddess, an angel whose only duty was to bring me hope. Then came the hard years. Years so bitter that even the fires of a war couldn't escape the biting cold. Though the bombing continued, they felt distant, replaced by a new enemy. The Ice Queen. Or at least, that's what I called the darkness that had swallowed our lives. For a long time, the Queen had cast her heavy grey shroud over the sky. Whenever I searched for a rift in the clouds, a single ray of light, her informant crows would whisper to her. The snow would begin to fall. I told everyone, but no one believed a child's imagination. I saw her soldiers too, flying on a giant iron bird near that grey shroud. Whenever they drew close, we would vanish into the basement. One of those days, as black smoke choked the horizon and the ground shook with explosions, we retreated to our shelter. It was an old basement, filled with the scent of aging paper, shelves upon shelves of dusty books, from massive novels to tiny pamphlets. My father lit a candle, its flame dancing against the cold. My grandfather adjusted his reading glasses, searching through the golden titles until his eyes lit up. Here you are, he whispered, pulling a book called Fairy Tales from the shelf. While my parents huddled together, their eyes fixed on a ceiling with every boom of the artillery, my grandfather remained calm. He looked at us and asked, "Have you ever heard of a legend?" I didn't know what a legend was, but when I told him about my goddess and the sky's smile, he nodded slowly. "A legend," he said, "is simply a truth that has been forgotten. When a reality fades from the world's memory, it becomes a myth. Everyone tries to remember it, but no one knows exactly what happened." I whispered, "So, do you think my goddess is real?" He smiled, straightening his glasses. "She has always excited, but she only reveals herself to those who believe in her." "Is she like a miracle?" my sister asked. "Exactly," he replied, "because goddesses are miracles. It's a strange thing. Sometimes, even a human can become one." My little brother chimed in. "How? If I were a goddess, I'd fill the sky with smiles so no one would ever be afraid of tomorrow." Grandfather's voice grew soft. "Sometimes, a person becomes so exceptionally good that the word human is no longer enough to describe them. That is when they transform. They don't do good to become a goddess. They do good because it is who they are. That night, as my grandfather's voice drifted into the tales of old, I saw it. Through a tiny window near the ceiling, a silver of moonlight pierced the dark. It had been so long since I'd seen a light that wasn't the crimson glow of fire. I climbed up the crates to look closer. There, under the ancient walnut tree on the hill, a rift had opened in the sky. A child was sitting there, waiting. "She is here!" I cried out. Without a second thought, I bolted. I ran up the stairs and into the cold night. I heard my family screaming my name, begging me to come back. The earth groaned under the weight of explosions, and a terrifying roar filled the air. But I saw nothing but that light. My parents were right behind me, but the longing to reach my goddess had killed all fear within me. I was only a few steps away when my father's arms wrapped around me, pulling me to the ground. He held me so tight, and I could hear his heart racing as he wept silently. I looked back. Our house was gone, engulfed in a mountain of blood, red flames.
I broke free from my parents' grip and ran to the tree. But the hilltop was empty. No one was there. I looked up at the closing rift in the clouds, and there, cutting through the velvet blackness of the night, a shooting star traced a brilliant silver arc. The sky's smile had returned, and I knew then a bright future was waiting for me.